Hello everyone, welcome along to Chargers TV. We are 24 hours away from opening night where the women will take on the Launceston Tornadoes and the men with the Northwest Thunder. Roll Riggs, Justin Bryant alongside you here, and JB, exciting times.
Exciting times, we're finally back, Ronald. As we mentioned, it will be, we've discussed I should say, it'll be over 1,000 days since our women have taken the floor, over 970 days for our men and over 680 days for the league in the South itself. It's going to be a bumper night of action and we can't wait to get into it.
Oh, absolutely, and what a better way to start with the local derby. And let's preview the women's game right now, JB. It's Hobart taking on Launceston, and we caught up with Ellie Collins to get her thoughts on the game.
Yeah, I think everyone's really excited to have our first game. It's been a long time coming. For me personally, playing against Launceston, it's like my old team, so it'll be a good hit out and I'm excited.
The thoughts there from Ellie Collins, and JB, she's excited to play and also excited to take on her former team.
Yes, well, we mentioned her former team. The very last game of the Women's Hobart Chargers was ironically against Launceston here at the Derwent Entertainment Centre, going down in that game, and I do believe Ellie played for the opposing team that night. They went on to the final SEABL Women's Grand Final there, the Tornadoes. But no, it'll be good to be back at the spiritual home of basketball in the South, the Kingborough Sports Centre. It'll be even better to get the rivalry revived against the Launceston Tornadoes. And it's going to be a very interesting night out for our girls, a very local-based group, a young group. But there are some veterans and some experience amongst that squad as well, notably Maddie Garrick taking the floor, the 3x3 Australian representative. She'll be taking on Keely Froling, also a 3x3 Australian representative. She'll be playing for the Tornadoes. And as we mentioned there, Ellie Collins taking the floor, and a good young mix of talent in our women's group. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be a learning curve. You know, the girls we're going to be seeing on the floor, we're hoping going to be the next Chargers Championship team, as will be the men. We'll get to them a little bit later. But I think patience and learning is what's going to be the key here for everyone involved in the group. Do I think they can beat Launceston? Absolutely. You don't take the floor without a winning mindset, but at the same time, I think the fans, I think the coaches, I think the players really need to, understand and get that, there's things to learn, there's growth, there's development, all sorts of things to come over this season and the next coming seasons. But a lot of young, exciting talent on the floor, Ronnie. And it should be a good game. Oh,
absolutely. We're looking forward to it. And, of course, you mentioned Maddie Garrick there, JB. Obviously, one of the stars of the WNBL and in the 3x3 competition. What will she bring and the knowledge and experience to this young Chargers team that we have?
Well, not only the young women, Ronnie, but I think she's going to be a standard bearer across the entire club. Maddie, originally from country Victoria, has worked her way up to be representing Australia, playing in the WNBL. She's got 2 WNBL championships under her belt. She's going to be the standard bearer of the club across the men's and the women's. The leadership and what she'll bring to the club, really varies. I mean, on the floor, obviously, her ability to play sounds, might sound a bit strange to say, but she plays a guard's position like a guy. She takes a lot of contact at the rim. She handles the ball really well. She knows how to distribute. She knows how to shoot the ball. There's really nothing offensively she can't do. Defensively, she's lightning quick, her lateral speed, her ability to play anywhere 1 through 3 defensively, really going to help her around that 6 foot mark as well. Off the floor, obviously, her preparation and the way she approaches the game and the way she takes to everything off the floor is professional and is elite. And I think that's something that a lot of our young girls and even a lot of our young men are going to see what it takes to be at that next level. And ultimately, Maddie's from country Victoria. She's from a situation very similar to probably a lot of these girls in this side, where their aspirations basketball-wise, when they were young, probably didn't go much higher than club level, but here she is representing Australia, playing in the WNBL. I think she's going to set that standard that, no matter where you're from, no matter what your age is, no matter what level you're at, you can aspire to big things and achieve big things. So I really think she's going to bring all of those dynamics to the club. And in turn, I think she's going to lift the group with her as well.
Absolutely, JB. Well said. Let's preview the men's game now. And, of course, it's Hobart taking on Northwest. The traditional rivalry continues. And Anthony Stewart jumped on Hobart's 101.7 HOFM. Here's what he had to say to Mick, Sarah and Jono.
Mate, you're getting excited? How's it looking?
Very excited. It's been a tough pre-season / recruitment drive, but we've got a few surprises coming up in the near future. But I was just saying it'll be the when we talk about local derby, it really is the local derby. It'll be the local Tasmanian boys from the south versus the northwest. So it's the rivalry will be there, and who knows what will happen on the night, but we'll give it everything.
The thoughts there from head coach Anthony Stewart, and JB Stewie, obviously in a different predicament with this squad that he has currently. I mean, we'll throw the team list up on the screen, but a younger squad and a few learnings to take here in these first month or so of the season.
Yeah, learning and development is going to be key for this team, as you'll see it on the screen there. Ultimately, I don't think Anthony has been in this situation as a professional, as a player or a coach, probably since his Devils days, as the Devils were sliding down and ending their tenure in the NBL. So it's been almost 3 decades for Anthony since he's been in this situation. But he does have the pleasure and the knowledge knowing that these boys participated in this league 2 years ago. And outside of a couple of results that didn't go their way and a couple of injuries, they were themselves a top 8 team in this league and potentially a top 4 team in this league. So while he understands there's a lot of learning, a lot of growth and a lot of development to come, he knows the level they can play at. So the expectations are still there that, we want to be in the playoffs, we want to be competing where we can, and ultimately, once we're in the playoffs, we're going to be competing for a championship. But again, ultimately, it's a learning curve. We're looking at a group of young men and a group of young girls that are going to take the floor on Saturday night that we're hoping will bring the next Chargers championship. But people just have to be patient and understand that we're not going to be... We could be talking about it in 2022, 2023, but ultimately we want to be looking, 3-5 years down the track and going, right, these are the guys and girls that are leading our club. These are the local players that our next rank of juniors are looking up to. And obviously with the pathways that are growing and developing now in the state, these are the next lot of elite athletes and elite basketballers that have taken the pathway through NBL 1, got to achieve their goals and achieve the ultimate success. So again, it's going to be a learning curve, but there's plenty of talent around, Ronnie. You and I have been down at local league the last couple of weeks, and we've seen, especially with the off-season, and again, thanks to everyone at All Aerobics, it's really prepared our young men and women and developed them as athletes, developed them as players. We've seen the growth in them as players and athletes over the last 12 months through local. So, the expectations are there that they're going to bring that to NBL 1. Obviously, step up in competition, you're taking on some of the best from around the country and indeed some players from around the world. But again, learning, experience, and I think that's something that the crowd in Hobart's going to really enjoy over the season. Watching some of our young players, your Jack Stanwickses, your Elijah Pawsons, your Noah Stratsmers, your Geordie Hargraves, and of that ilk that are going to come out and they're saying, we're now the leaders of this club. We're now the core of this club. We're going to, bring the next lot of success to this club. Obviously, there's going to be a learning curve. We're going to have some, senior heads in and out of the team and injuries and whatnot. But ultimately, it's going to be a learning curve. Stewie's up for that, but he also knows the success they can obtain. So I think they'll be competitive. Again, got to understand that there is a lot of learning and growth to go. But, these guys have shown they can do it before, and there's no reason they can't do it again.
No, absolutely, JB. And now a late signing into the team that's only just happened over the last 48 hours or so. Jonathan Mainz has joined the team, JB.
Yes, Jonathan has joined the team. He is, if I'm going to make a comparison, to watch is like a Tad Duffelmeyer. He's a guard. He knows how to shoot. He knows how to handle. He's explosive. He likes getting to the ring. He can distribute. He's got a lot of things going for him. So, bound to be a crowd pleaser. Has played all over the country. Has played in Europe. There's not many places in the world he hasn't played. Clearly experienced. Clearly knows what he's doing. And the kind of player that Anthony Stewart likes to coach. And again, someone that this young core can look up to. He's been on a very broad basketball journey. He has a broad skill set. And again, he's going to be another standard bearer at the club. In his late 20s, so again, has been around the traps, but again, knows what needs to be done. Those expectations of Coach Stewart are there for him. But we've seen players of his ilk before. He'll be a fan favourite. He'll be a crowd pleaser. He's someone that I certainly am looking forward to watching. Glad to have him at the club, that's for sure.
Absolutely. Welcome to Jonathan. Now, game times for Saturday night. 5 o'clock in the women's, 7 o'clock in the men's. We are live streaming through the NBL 1 website or the NBL app if you've got it on your iPad or mobile device. And JB, you're calling the women's game. I'll be jumping on expert comments. And then we switch the roles around the men's. I'll be calling the men's game, JB, in special comments for the men's there. So lots happening, and we've been told a sellout, JB.
Yes,
Tickets are sold out.
We have been told it is a sellout. It is sold out. There will be no door sales. We do need to stress this. So for upcoming games, if you haven't been able to get a ticket, jump on as early as possible when you see they're released. Get on, buy a ticket. It has been the hottest ticket in town for, well, what has been almost a fortnight now. Tickets have been on sale. Sold out, the hottest ticket in town. But we do encourage, with it being a ticketed event, it is a COVID-safe event. So we're happy that everyone's got a ticket. We're happy people are coming to the game, but we need you to comply with the standards and practices under our COVID plan. Be in your seat, can't run round. There's going to be designated areas for different things, such as autograph signings, obviously no contact and stuff in general. But there is a plan in place. We want to follow that plan, and we want to keep things going, because unfortunately, if people aren't following the plan, and that's not just you guys that are watching the game live, that includes me and Ronnie and all the game staff and all the players. If things aren't going right, the game will be stopped until there is compliance. And until there is compliance, that game will not resume. So the last thing we want to do from a broadcast standpoint, let alone a live game fan perspective, is stop the game and have to wait for someone to do the right thing. So we encourage everyone, come along, have fun, be rowdy, cheer, everything like that, but do it in a safe manner that goes along with our COVID guidelines.
Absolutely. Now, the other thing too, JB, POS Cash, where are we at with all that?
Well, I think we're a mix at the moment, Ronnie. We're still looking at, ideally we would like people to be cashless, but I'm pretty sure there are still options for cash sales on the night. Obviously, with a crowd like this, we're expecting a bumper, a sellout crowd, 500-600 people going to be in the building. Then you've got all the ancillary with the players, the coaches, the volunteers, and whatnot. That's going to be close to 800 people. So obviously, technology in such a tight area with all that going on could be an issue. So we do encourage people to also bring cash, but ideally as COVID safe as possible. If you can make sure you're not bringing big notes and needing lots of change distributed, that'd be great as well. If you pay by card, then you'll be safe as houses as well. But yeah, we will have further updates on that. Obviously, this is coming out 24 hours prior to the game. Keep an eye out for updates on Saturday, and obviously keep an eye on updates throughout, towards the start of tip-off if anything changes. But at the moment, we're going with both, but again, as COVID safe as possible.
Absolutely, JB, and a good segue into our social media. So you can follow the Hobart Chargers on our socials. Like us on Facebook, give us a follow on Twitter, give us a follow on Instagram, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. So don't forget to keep up to date with all the goings on here at the Hobart Chargers. And boy, oh boy, there's been lots going on, JB. Just a couple of things to finish off before the end of the show. One, Rex the Rhino has been out and about in the community.
Rex has that summer bod, and he is rocking it left, right and centre, Ronnie. With Rex being a bit fitter, he's able to do a bit more. So he's been left, right and centre. Obviously, he joined us at 7HO the other day with the coaches and Brett. It was good to see him in there. Didn't really know how we were going to go with a mascot on a talking segment, but nonetheless, Rex managed to get his point across really strong there. He's been out doing some community group work as well, particularly in recent weeks. Ronnie, we've seen him at the Revellers shoot-a-thon promotion, which we'll get into in a second. But no, Rex out and about, really active in the community, as we mentioned there, assisting with the Revellers Club as well.
Yes, no, he's been out to some junior games. He even got to throw the ball up in one of the games as well too, JB. He's taking on many roles, Rex Serrano.
It would have been a mad rush to try and get it. Rex is quite a tall individual. I hope he wasn't, the under-10s game. That ball's probably still waiting to come down.
Yes,
it's good to have Rex out in the community and doing his thing. It's good to see him out and about. And a much fitter and healthier Rex is going to allow him to do a lot more here in season 2021.
For sure, that is for sure. Now, we mentioned about the shoot-a-thon that has been run by the Revellers Basketball Club. So, a rise above the rim. Simon Hall and...
Aaron.
Simon and Aaron. Thank you. Simon Hall, Aaron Debnam.
That's it.
We're going to plug this event, JB, because I think it's great. This is for a really good cause. And JB, a little bit more about it, please.
Yeah, so it's a 24-hour event. There's a 12-hour period there for all the under-18s to get shots up. Pretty much fundraising effort, $1 a shot. So if you raise $250, you get 250 shots. I'm hoping there's some adult facilities for a couple of shots of my own there, Ronnie.
Thank you very much.
Raise a bit of money there as well. But no, going to a good cause. All money raised going to Ronald McDonald House charities here in the Hobart and in the Tasmanian community as well. So that will be a lot of fun. That'll be at the when it is open, the K&D Swisher Hoops Academy in the city. So a big shout out to Swisher, who are sponsoring all of our holiday clinics here at the Chargers. So it'll be good to be down there, good to be involved. No doubt you'll see Rex down there. I've got a really, really strong feeling Rex will be there getting up some shots. You'll probably see us floating around Chargers TV, doing a bit of work down there as well. I'd be very interested to see who's going to take this out. I'm hearing that there is an NBL legend that is going to be down.
Right.
I don't have a name on it, but I have heard there will be an NBL legend at the shoot-a-thon. So, I mean, a bit of a challenge there for some of our juniors and even some of our adults. I mean, you could be a junior who loves hoops. You could be an adult who, that used to play your basketball, someone who just shoots in the backyard. You'd be someone like me who's absolutely, truly hopeless and will hopefully be, as I said, getting a couple more shots of my own up, raising a bit of money there as well. But it's bound to be a great day, a 24-hour event, lots going on, and all for a good cause, thanks to the Revellers and Swisher.
Absolutely. No, a great initiative there by both groups. So that will wrap us up here for this edition of Chargers TV. We're really looking forward to Saturday.
Thank God.
And we're very happy to get behind the headsets and call some games. So we're looking forward to that. We'll be on air from 5 to 5 in the women's, and then it'll be 5 to 7 in the men's. And again, you can catch all the games through the NBL One website or the NBL app. Until then, on behalf of Justin Bryan, I'm Ronald Riggs. We'll see you Saturday at the Kingrel Sports Centre.